Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Lisa if you're new. If you're not new, thank you for joining me again. So in today's video, I have you back in my kitchen, as you can see. So I have been watching Becky over at Acre Homestead and watching some of her freezer meal shows. And so for me, one of my biggest expenses is the meals that I buy at work, and it's all processed foods and not fresh foods. And so, and in my efforts to live more intentional and to control what I eat a little better, and today's video I'm going to attempt to make some homemade sausage, egg, and cheese biscuits. I'm going to make the biscuits from scratch. Now, I don't have an Asia Standards or a Butcher Box subscription as of yet. They're a little out of my price range just right yet. So some of it, of course, is going to be store-bought, like the cheese and the eggs and the meat. But I am going to attempt to home make the biscuits. And the other thing is, I had some leftover chicken from dinner last night, and I'm going to cut those into cubes, and I'm going to make lunch boxes for me to take to lunch. But I'm gonna freeze the chicken and just take it with me, so I am not spending so much money at work. So if you've ever been to a Starbucks, you know that their prices have increased like every quarter. And so for me, even with a discount, it's not cheap for me to eat at work. So this is going to be my efforts to try to control what I spend and eat more intentional, because you know, as I come back to myself, one of the things that really bothered me is when my mother got sick, I reverted to some really bad habits. And one of those bad habits is eating for comfort. So even when I was not hungry, I was eating because my emotions got the better of me. And even though I knew what I was doing when I was doing it, it was very hard to stop. So now, coming out the other side and being able to manage my grief just a little bit better, I have really wanted to be much more intentional with what I eat, and to take care of me on a physical level, because we are both physical creatures and mental creatures. If I don't take care of my physical body, it affects my mental health, and it also affects my spirituality. So it's all tied together. You know, we are mind, body, and spirit, and what affects one affects the other. So these are my efforts to be more intentional. So without further ado, let's get started. So one of the first things I'm going to do is I'm actually going to bake some eggs, because I want them to turn out a lot like the folded eggs that you get on a McDonald's. Sausage egg. Okay, sorry about that. My SD card malfunctioned. But what I was trying to say is that what I'm trying to do here is I'm gonna scramble up these eggs, and I'm actually gonna bake them in this pot or this pan here. So they'll be a lot like a McDonald's sausage and cheddar sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit. That's the plan anyway. So I'm just scrambling up these eggs. Popping my little scrap bowl off camera. I've never actually tried to bake eggs, so I'm not sure how this is going to turn out. So we'll see. Just spraying down my pan with some cooking spray. Ooh, there's an egg that I missed. Look at there. That yolk. How did that happen? My wire whisk didn't do the job. So, anyway. Just gonna add a little pepper and a little salt. Now I'm gonna throw these in the oven. Alright, so next step is to cut the sausage up. So, and the sausage that I'm using for this project is just Owen's Country regular pork sausage. And I'm gonna cut it up directly in the plastic that it came in. Okay, so there's I'm not going to use the cast iron for this because there's too many pieces of sausage. So I am going to use my bigger non-stick skillet to cook these in. Some of these are thicker than others. But I think I'm just going to cook them on medium heat. So there's the sausage that I'm going to put inside my sausage biscuits. Okay, so unfortunately, I came to this project ill-prepared. I thought that I had a rolling pin in the house and the shortening cutter to cut in the shortening. I don't have that either. Who knows what happened to them? So what I'm going to do is I'm just gonna refrigerate this, and I'm gonna run to the store and get what I need and come back. So in the meantime, I wanted to show you what the eggs look like, and hopefully you can see that. I'm just gonna cut them in squares to put on the biscuits. So bear with me. I'm gonna come back and we're gonna make some biscuits. Okay, I think I am finally ready to start on the biscuits. I had to go to the store to get a trusty rolling pin. Turns out I might not really need it, but we'll see what happens. So this is the book that I got the recipe from. It's the Better Homes and Gardens. I learned a lot from this book when I first got married. It's from way back in 1985, if that tells you how old it is. So the biscuit recipe is called Biscuit Supreme. It's for 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 3 teaspoons of baking powder, 2 teaspoons of sugar, a half teaspoon of cream of tartar, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, a half cup of shortening, and 2/3 cup of milk. So when you're making buttermilk biscuits, which is what I want to do today, you prepare that same recipe, except you're going to substitute a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda instead of baking powder, and then use a 3/4 cup of buttermilk instead of milk. So let's get started on this recipe. Here's the moment of truth. And I think I've misunderstood the directions. So, this one is for the giggle factor here. I think these are done, but as you can see, they didn't rise at all. And I think I should have left in the baking powder, and that was supposed to be baking powder and baking soda, and it was supposed to have both. So as a result, These did not rise. But I'm gonna set them over there to cool, and then I'm gonna taste them. But in the meantime, till I get the knack of this, it's gonna have to be these butter tasting Grand's biscuits for my project, and I will put these in the oven shortly, but not right now. So, well, what I'm gonna show you right now is another project. So one of my biggest issues is that sometimes I don't get a lunch at work, and by the time I get off work, I'm really super hungry, and I tend to go straight by McDonald's instead of coming home to eat because I'm overly hungry. So what I'm doing here today with the biscuits and stuff is trying to make sure that I have portable food to eat, and that I don't indulge in fast food. Tonight we actually ate fast food dinner because I was ill prepared for this project. So kudos to all of these homesteaders that get in their kitchen and make it look so easy to film these things, because they're not that easy to film. But what I've got is a bowl full of fruit over here. I've got blackberries, some of the strangest looking strawberries I've ever seen, and some grapes. And then I also have a roasted chicken breast that I roasted yesterday, and I saved it. I'm gonna put part of it in these little bowls. The chicken goes on this side, and then the fruit will go on this side. And but I will freeze the rest of this chicken that I don't use for tomorrow's lunch. But this is portable food that I can take with me to work and sit on the counter, and when I don't have customers, I can step to the side and eat this and not have to worry about being so hungry when I get off work that I head straight to fast food. So that's what I'm gonna do now. And I'm not gonna talk, so I'll probably do this. Okay, so I'm running out of battery life. So this is the Grand's biscuit. This is my little biscuit failure. There is no comparison. But just for the sake of finishing up the video, what I intended to do was put eggs on these, but I cooked the eggs and I put them in the refrigerator, and when I opened it, it smelled worse than an egg should smell. So I decided not to use them. So basically what I'm just going to do is cut the biscuit in half and put cheese on one side and the sausage on the other. But I have to wait till these biscuits cool, and unfortunately, like I said, I'm running out of battery life. So I'm going to put the Better Homes and Gardens recipe in the notes section, and I'm going to try this recipe again. I'm not going to give up. It is just my goal to learn how to cook from scratch. So I'm going to cook from scratch. And I did taste it. They don't really taste bad. They're just really chewy and not quite biscuit flavor.